And Devin has recently done some driving during his time off and realized how truly superior Wisconsin drivers are compared to their neighbors. But now it's time for awarding who is the worst drivers on our roadways. For today's On Our Mind, we ask, who is the worst Midwest drivers? Illinois-born drivers or Minnesota-born drivers?
Oh my gosh. I am so glad you asked this question.
You were hot to trot this morning when you were talking about it.
I was very hot yesterday with this one too. Minnesota drivers, oh my gosh. It was absolutely horrible. So yes, I made a trip to Minnesota this week and oh my goodness.
Yeah, you had quite the time over there.
Yes.
And I had quite the time listening to it because, you know, Devin, an Illinois-born driver, it just kind of made me chuckle. I was like, to hear an Illinoisan complain about someone else driving was fun.
An Illinois-born and obviously turned Wisconsin because obviously many of you know I live in Wisconsin now.
Really? You don't commute here every day?
I live here now, smart Alec. So, yeah.
But as you were saying, how was your drive? You were saying about your drive yesterday, the day before?
Well,
was it a few days ago?
We'll just say this week.
Yeah.
So let's just say we had people swerving around all over the highway, and one person almost hit the car, flips me off, and of course, me being a retaliatory person, I flipped him off in return, honked the horn at him too, and then we had other people kind of gave the shrug at me too when they just took advantage of the crosswalk without having any regard for the drivers too. Pretty much just Minnesota people pretty much just have no regard for drivers. Other drivers are saying, screw you or whatever, something like that. They don't care. Now I see why no one likes the Vikings either as that football team. Packers and Bears fans can definitely unite in saying why they don't like the Vikings football team, why they don't like the Gophers Minnesota football team or sports teams either. Because I'm sorry, I'm just going off on a rant right now at this point.
This is entertaining.
Minnesota drivers are absolutely horrendous. End of rant.
I will say I can agree the Minnesota drivers are pretty rough. I am a cautious and pretty good driver, I'd say. And that's the only place I've ever had sort of trouble with drivers just trying to irritate me. They would actively cut me off when I was trying to get over for exits. When it was just like me and one other truck. There was one instance in particular, but we can't dwell on it for all morning. I wish we could, but we can't.
Oh yeah. They were just swerving back and forth, and I thought Illinois was bad. This makes Illinois look a lot better, and obviously our fellow Wisconsinites look
looking pretty good now.
Look really good too, and obviously our neighbors to the south in Illinois look a lot better too, and obviously my native-born state too. So obviously I probably made some viewers probably mad that watch us from Minnesota. Obviously this does not apply to all people in Minnesota, so there's an asterisk with that rant right there too. But obviously I'm just a little heated right now with that trip to Minnesota. So
well, either way, Devin, glad to have you back, but we got some more fun things to talk about today.
Yes.
We're going to be taking a look at this week's Furry Friends for Homeward Bound.
All right, but first let's send it over to Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.